If I may change the subject just a moment, I would like to speak a little bit about conscience. They tell us that we're at war with ourselves, that we're fighting a drug war. Couldn't the government come up with another metaphor, one that would really express the true nature of what it is trying to say, like let's cure drug abuse in America? The obvious and the very best solution is a cure, not a punishment. If a person is doing a crime to himself, does it make more sense to punish him severely, to throw him in jail for years, thus ruining his life and another piece of society? Or does it make more sense to cure him? What is done to a person when he or she is arrested for marijuana is a crime. The severe punishment for marijuana does more bad to a person than marijuana ever will. To say it is okay to ruin someone's life so that marijuana won't hurt them is the height of stupidity. It's like cutting off your arm because you have a splinter in your finger. The law against marijuana is there supposedly because it is there to protect a person from doing harm to himself. If a person gets drunk and falls down and hurts himself, it happens every day, should we bust down his door, arrest him, and send him to jail for 20 years so he doesn't hurt himself again? Should we arrest everyone that damages their liver or kidneys drinking? Should we arrest them and give them long prison terms for the crime of hurting themselves? It is painfully obvious that the present laws and the present judicial solutions for dealing with marijuana are completely out of sync with reality. We have been conditioned to live and accept this injustice as part of life. Shame on us. It is in Neil Postman's recent book, Amusing Ourselves to Death, that he indicates it is not just the Orwellian, externally imposed oppression that we must overcome. He warns us that, on the contrary, the most formidable foe we must overcome is Aldous Huxley's fear that we lose our autonomy and be reduced to passivity and egoism, becoming a trivial culture preoccupied with some equivalent of the feelies, the orgy-porgy, and the centrifugal bumblepuppy. Is marijuana our bumblepuppy? We must not come to the point where we avoid action for fear of difficulty or physical harm. We must at all costs remember that freedom is something that one must at all times keep a very careful eye upon. We in this case must not allow ourselves to become complacent. To do so would be to lose the little freedom that we have today. We need to do something that will help enlighten the American people as to the truth about marijuana. If everyone would do something, we all can't do it all, but we can each do something. If a lot of people phoned into television talk shows each day and communicated in a realistic fashion the facts about marijuana and demanded, that the media responsible for the proper and truthful dissemination of public information started presenting finally the truth, rather than the 50-year-old reefer madness crap which passes as fact today. If a large number of us phoned, wrote, faxed, etc., the major TV shows such as Nightline, 60 Minutes, Dateline, etc., the media just might begin to present the realistic facts concerning marijuana. The media is the best way we have to reach the majority of the American people. We can't wait for NORML to collect enough money to buy the airtime it would take to present the entire case to the American public. We can, however, as individuals, bring a tremendous amount of attention to the media. I do not know how much NORML actively pursues the media to allow them to present an intellectual and modern perspective to the American public. I do know, however, that if these media were receiving enough calls from all of us requesting just this sort of dialogue, they then just might decide there is enough public interest in the subject. A lot of people who smoke marijuana do this thing where they light up a joint at 4:20 p.m. each day. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it's a fine thing, and I have been known to light up more than once at this time myself. In fact, I think it is an excellent idea because it shows me that the American smokers can move together as one unit. Lighting up once every day at a certain time is great for binding us together in a conscious way. Let's carry it a step further. Let's phone the media once a week. You pick a day. Let everyone pick a different time. That way they will be getting calls 24 hours a day. Demand that they allow someone like NORML or some other pro-advocate to present an informative, realistic, truthful presentation of the facts. I am sure that if normal people saw a reasonable amount of other people pressing the various media, they would follow suit in an even more vigorous manner. The various media would most probably develop a real interest in the subject if they were to start receiving calls, letters, faxes, etc. The media is always looking for an injustice to expose, a wrong to make right. What better time than now? People, young fathers, young mothers in jail, families ripped apart, all because marijuana is misunderstood by most of the American public. How many more lives must be ruined before the public learns that marijuana is not the evil demon they have been led to believe it is? It is great to light up a joint every day at 420 and celebrate the freedom of being able to choose to smoke a joint. But remember, it is a hollow and empty freedom as long as marijuana is illegal. What I'm trying to say is that it is in everyone's best interest if the truth about marijuana could be brought to light. It is important to all of us on the planet that this happen as soon as possible, not just for the smokers, but for everyone. If hemp could be legalized, many trees could be saved, farmers would have an alternative to bankruptcy, and America could get in on the ground floor of a rapidly growing international market of hemp. The money flowing out of this country on smoking marijuana would stay in this country, and the smokers of America could stop smoking poisoned, paraquat-sprayed marijuana. I could go on forever. I think, however, the better forum would be in the media. So let's give it a try. Let's each and every one of us phone up one of the various media at least once a week and demand the truth be told. We owe it to ourselves to maintain our freedom and for some to be set free. So remember, at 2:40, pick up your phone. At 4:20, light up and pat yourself on the back and know we are each and every one of us part of a larger whole which has the ability to make a change happen. Remember what our brother Bob Marley said. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight.